What's up YouTube, we're back again with a new video. My name is Danny James, and in this video I'll be showing you how to track and place objects on a moving subject. In this example I'll use a simple video of me holding my phone so that you can easily grasp the idea behind this. So on my timeline I have a clip of me holding a cell phone, and we'll try to place something on top of this phone for a few seconds and see how that looks like. So as you can see on the video, I've tilted quite a bit, I've done some movements, so let me end it somewhere right here. So we have about 7 seconds of footage to play around with, and as you can see I'm moving my hands quite a bit and also tilting the phone so that we can actually see what you can manage with this. And the next thing you want to do, you can right click on your clip and replace with After Effects. We are now on Adobe After Effects. If you are new to using this software, I'll urge you to actually experiment around. It's quite intimidating for a first-time user. It also happened to me and any other editor who can use it right now. Don't be afraid to fail and to test what these buttons do. I don't know what everything does, but I need to be curious in order to learn some of these things. Next thing you want to do, I want to duplicate this layer by hitting Ctrl D. I'll hide this layer beneath just in case I need it, and then I want to have some tracking points on this frame, but yet again I don't want those tracking points to be all over this video footage, like on this pillow and on this couch. No, I want them to be on this smartphone only. And how we'll do that, we'll just add a new solid. It can be black, and then what you want to do with this solid, you want to reduce the opacity like that, and then while on this black solid, just go for your pen tool and make a rough mask around this phone. Something like that looks good to work with. And then under your mask settings you can invert this, and then you can return the opacity back to 100 so that we're trying to only isolate this phone. And now let's add keyframes for the mask path. We can move 5 frames later, 1 2 3 4 5, and then go back to your selection tool, move this like that, and then we can still go on a few seconds later on and move all of it. If you need to adjust these points, just highlight on them on our point, and then you can change it individually. So we'll keep on doing this for the next 7 seconds on this clip. Yeah, so that's it. I've been able to make a proper mask around this phone for the 7 seconds which we have. Let's just close this. I'm pressing U to collapse everything, and then I'll hold shift, click these 2 layers, right click, and you can pre-compose them. Let's name this phone solid. So we've been able to make a pre-comp of that selection, and let's go back to our main composition. And now on our main composition, I'll go right here to my right. You can find this tracker tab. Alternatively, if you cannot find it, go to Windows and make sure tracker is enabled. Now in this case we want to track the camera, so just click on it and it should automatically add an 3D camera tracker effect on your clip, and you can see it. So it's actually initializing, and let's give it a minute so that it can analyze everything. So again, I've encountered several issues with this tracking. It seems to fail, and I think I know why. So let's go back to a black solid and let's adjust this mask. Let's try to make these points closer to this phone than before. Alright, you can see the tracker has been able to give us good points, and it has followed through and analyzed without breaking as it did initially. So at this point, right about here, I'll get a tracking point. I'll use somewhere central like here. Just right click on it and then create solid and camera like that. And then you should be able to adjust this solid however you want. But then what I want you to do, I want you to take this track solid, right click on it, and then you can pre-compose. Let's name this replacement layer. Under this composition, we'll be adding other items that we need to. As simple as it goes, I can disable this, or I can also delete the solid, and let's bring just something random and see what we are talking about here. I'll take this screenshot I took on Spotify and let's see what it looks like, and let's place it right on this pre-comp. We can scale it how we want to. Right after we've placed this screenshot, I'll go back to my main composition. It's right here. And as you can see, there is something missing. We should go to our phone solid, and then on this black solid, right after we were done masking and using it to get the track point, we were supposed to disable it. The phone, we just use the black solid in order to get the points there. And now if we go to our composition, it's a matter of aligning this screenshot however we want it to be. So you can pretty much align how you want it to look like. As you can see, this small screenshot which we've added, it follows the phone and the hand. You can change many things with this. If we go to this replacement layer, let's hide that. Let's add some 2 circles, 2 ellipse tools. I'll make the first circle like that, and then using the align tabs, I'll align it central to this. I also have the stroke at about 30 pixels like that, and you can even add a keyframe for this. You can add a keyframe for scaling and then push that keyframe about 2 seconds or about 1 second, and then you can have it start there. So this should look something small like that. You can adjust many things. You can add a second circle. You can do whatever you really want to. Let's add some text layers. First, let's begin by collapsing everything here. Let's add a text layer, and I'll put my name right on it. I'll change the fonts right now. I'll tweak them just a little bit. So let's use this font. I am pretty okay with that, and I can also change the text color. Let me give it a green. You can adjust whatever you want. As this ring appears, I'll add some animation to the text also. I'll press T to get my opacity, and I'll begin it at 0. It starts at 0, and then it goes to my keyframe, which is at 100, like that. You get it? And then I'll also squeeze it to the right so that the line appear first and then the name. Just as I showed you in a different tutorial, you can do some couple of things with your text layers. You can add some effects. There are many presets for your text layers, so let's add something as simple as the typewriter. That's basically it. If we move back to our main composition, this is what it looks like. And then at this point, you can literally tweak this to give you the look that you're looking for. That's a very simple way to learn how to track items on an object, and there are so many possibilities that you can work here. You can play around with this text and give it whatever look you're trying to get. I'll add some hue and saturation. You can play around with it to see the different outcomes, and let me add a keyframe and then press U right here, and you can see that keyframe where it's at. You can push it right there, and then right here at about 4 seconds we can rotate it through a set of colors. And if we go back to our main composition, that is what it looks like. Yeah, that's it. And then I'd like to make a few adjustments just on the main video. I'll go for curves. The video seems to be very bright. I could have corrected that before we began. Yeah, like that. So let's go back to our main composition. We are able to see our text even more clearly. And guys, as I said, there are so many options that you can play around. Let me show you a final thing that you can do or add. Right on our text layer or the replacement layer in itself, you can go and add a glow. I have a sapphire glow plugin which is installed. I'll drag it and drop on that pre-comp layer. I've added this sapphire glow, and immediately you can see it makes a huge impact on the overall look of this video. This small tracking has given it a different vibe. Generally, I believe such details are the ones which count as an editor. If you can take your time to fine-tune your skills and learn a few things like this, you're able to charge more and even be a better editor generally. And that's it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you've made it this far, kindly give it a thumbs up and comment if you have any questions, suggestions or queries, and I'd be very happy to engage with you guys. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Make sure to stay creative, and cheers.